there's like possibility that I could see something that's perfectly okay not being that there's any interferences or distractions or anything. It's just going on like normal. But then there's a frequency that comes around, and it's like, remember that thing that you were saying? And it's like, man, that's so true. And I agree with you so like about that. And don't you see how like that's affecting this and that? And don't you think that you should reach out? And here's the thing is like, just because something is insane or something is fucked up every time, there's not something you can do about it. And doesn't mean that you should reach out or say anything. But that thought will cycle back around. It'll try you a couple times, 2 or 3 times. And the more time that you have just thinking to yourself and everything doesn't mean that that you have the right attitude. It's like, how, what? Like, because it's gonna be checked from your attitude is gonna be not checked, but drawn out. Isn't that supposed to be what the meaning of education is? It's drawn out. Why do you want to draw out every character, every perspective that exists in the cosmos that might not be yours? Like, not like who's doing this or anything. It's just a hypothetical. So whether or not you agree with that sentiment or not will affect whether or not you actually become compatible with that frequency that wants to say something mean to somebody else. It's not even about you. And so, like, it'll pick something that you feel or you agree with, and it's not the point or about whether or not it's facts anymore. So, like, because does anybody need to be exposed to that truth or anything? Because it won't be truth by the time you say it, and that's the thing. What happens is like, you'll be all excited about something. It's like something in technology or something, and a new frontier, you know what I mean, where a lot of people will cut new lanes and make their own lanes, in a sense, not by themselves. Obviously, you need people for along every aspect of the way. You gotta be surrounded with good people. But you know what I mean, and there's everybody saying this is good people, and you don't know them. Like, it's like you don't believe in. You're not supposed to believe anybody, but you do need to be surrounded by that, right? So I'm like, is it is the fact that they don't teach the technology to, that not even that you have, like, you don't have to get behind some new technology. You just have to be able to understand the technology that already exists to know, how to begin to open source and create things and develop a private sector and stuff. They don't teach nothing private sector to, and like, it's too advanced. Like, you have to be like, you really gotta like before you get your foot in the door of information, it's required you to be interested. And then nobody fucking knows how fucking much information that you'll soak up. That's the truth. Not that fucking you gotta pass this grade and this you got prerequisite. Don't even fucking say prerequisite, because I seen some young adult they're like seniors, high school, right? And I didn't mean to be hearing their conversation or anything, but it's after a long time, you just sit in yourself, you're just like, think you should say something. You really shouldn't. Because I was like, did you ever heard about Web3 or something? Like this, in your school, do they talk about like encryption, block stack, like things that had computer science related, you know what I mean? Like language, script, like, do they, like, it doesn't have to be that you have to do that either. But I didn't know one thing though. One thing I underestimated is that the younger generation doesn't talk to adults the same way my generation talks to adults at all. We might be the reason why, okay? We might be the reason why. And fucking, it's just that I got this feeling, but I also became dark too. So I didn't say the right things. I was like, yeah, you can't let these adults, like, pass you up. They're not passing up anybody's. They're not even wrong because they don't know what to teach. It's something about the corporate interest that doesn't want people to know financial language and technology, because technology and finances conjoined twins. They're married at the hip. They're like joined at the hip like that. Fucking, and so I said fucking something stupid like I don't believe, that I don't subscribe to, which is that we gotta stay ahead of, like they're purposefully trying to fill your heads with crap kind of thing. I was not trying to say that. I'm just saying, I was trying to say that there's some things you could do right now, and then in a very short time, like, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta imagine it's just jaw-dropping, because people say, like, oh no, like, you know what I mean? Like, Ahmed has a lot of, like, my NFTs. Oh, fuck. Why can't it translate into wealth? It's because there's certain people in my life that I'm trying to bring them to see that we need to work out the off ramp. And so it's as simple as, make an account with this, make an account with that, make a Coinbase account, and make a this account, because I can't send more than $20,000 a year to myself. Do you want to help me out a little bit? Because I gave gifts of crypto before to family members, and it's a pretty neat system, because that they only have to answer for the gift tax. And I never used US fiat. I'd never used fiat in the first place. So I don't have to pay taxes because I never used the dollar, right? And when there's other things that we can do to set up passive income, and it's just have to set up an account. I can manage all this shit. If you had someone you can trust that wasn't going to steal from you, they can manage your shit. So I can set you up with the funds first and start to manage your shit. If you want, the worst thing happen is that you find a reason to set up another wallet, a separate account, and you got to move the funds yourself. And then I'm out of the loop. Oh no. You know what I mean? So I wanted to share the learning experiences that I had when I set up certain accounts, and I wanted to but they just incite contentious bickering. Maybe they don't want to either. That's all they know. Like, and I was telling them that, I was like, yo, you don't want to ever talk shop. You'll just want to come and sit down and talk about something, bring up something from the past, and fucking start like morosing me and shit. Like, we gotta talk about this before we can chill. Why are we chilling now? Why am I here now? Like, what the fuck? And look at the way I'm talking when I bring this, when I reflect on that situation. Look how you know what I mean? Look at how the atmosphere around when I start talking to people about what they can, not only what they can do, but when they receive gifts that they're interested about and say, what is this? And then they want to figure out how to use it. And then you start teaching them that way. That's good. But some people won't hook up. They're like, fucking, I don't understand why you're not dumpster diving right now. Like, I already told everybody that you was this and that. You're saying you're having none of it. You're saying if anybody, then they can talk to my sister then. If anybody accuses me of being lewd and lascivious toward my sister, they can fucking ask her. What do we gotta sit down and fucking talk about? Being poor? That's it, huh? But Jesus Christ. Maybe because they knew you had that in you or something like that. We gotta sit down. We don't want this monster to come out or anything. That's the monster that fucking, why am I not a drunk right now, monster? Why are you starting to become more of a drunk now, monster? Yeah, I have other vices too. You know what I mean? Smoke weed, shit. It doesn't have me all like loaded as much as alcohol. You know? Is there anything in my eye? No. It looked like there's something in my eye. Okay, fuck. It's shiny. What do I do these videos for? I don't even know if I want to put these out there. Because there's energies that have decided already that you're going to be one way, you know what I mean? Like they did the same thing to, my friend Ice said that they did the same thing to Marvin Gaye and Trey Songz. You can put them in this category. Bob Marley, Martin Luther King, you put this frame around them, lionize them. Okay, so at the same time that we're suggesting that the corporate interest doesn't want to see these people, they're the ones teaching us how to bestow, you know, and reflect on those same individuals. And they don't want you to surpass those same individuals, which is why they put them to the fucking elevate you to the level of God. When they fucking murder your ass, then that's what they do. They elevate man to the level of God. People think it's a gift and they or something like they could do if they save their own people. And they can go fuck their own people up. Because it's dialectics in English. I don't know if in their language. You gotta understand is that everything that we say that we're doing to save black people is fucking them up. And it's as simple as show us how by you raise yourself up. And until then, like can't imagine anybody would come along and thank you and tell you how you really help them out. But it's not gonna happen until you support something within yourself that raises you up. So I don't know, am I crying to mama right now or something? It's like, we all got abandonment issues because she left, but she was already destroyed because when she was her father's cheerleader, he left her. And then her mother died when she was 15. So she was destroyed. So she had abandonment issues, but then we all got abandonment issues. So then I'm seeing like younger people right now, like, damn, like there's all this shit that can fast track and streamline people. Like why do you have to look up to this rat race and trying to get this dollar to make up for lost time when you can do whatever you want right now. And it's like, oh, you know how to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? And then there's contention around this issue. Like they're gonna act like it's like that's maybe no, maybe that's not it. Maybe it's that just they've just had enough. It's just enough already. It's nothing personal, you know what I mean? But like these younger people, like they have to fucking, they cross the street like as soon as you start talking. Like and maybe it's like I don't know. It's like maybe I messed up their situation that they were going, because it's like their school district or whatever. It's like their schools and everything. It's not teaching them shit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it doesn't mean that they all have the motivation to want to start things going, businesses and networking and stuff, the drive and all that stuff. They don't know they have it yet. They could just find it, but it's not going to be anything that any older people do to tell them that they have to get their shit together and all this kind of thing, if they don't even fucking know how in the first place. You go off and fucking gamble on horses. You don't know shit. The only problem is that knowledge makes you try to figure out ways to try to seek out empty space to fill with that knowledge, so you can free up space for more knowledge. And we got to work out how to damn do that, or not, because maybe it's not the thing to even try it, because it's not the thing to even try it, because you can't even, like, I don't know. I didn't know that. Fuck. I didn't know that. So the next generation is a generation that doesn't fucking talk to older people, and they don't. Maybe they have a reason. Like maybe there's a reason, but at the same time, they're pranks and shit like that. Like they don't know how to troll and prank anybody, and they're gonna get like, you know what I mean? Freaking prisons and fucking hospitals and fucking mortuaries and shit, behind not knowing how to have fun. Because that same reason that they don't talk to adults, same reason that they do those fucked up pranks and shit like that. And Instagram and them Chinese is not them Chinese, but the Chinese government is interested in letting, you know, like Caesar, if I ever catch you teaching a slave how to fucking read, you know, I'll fucking have you splain or something like this. I'll have you flayed, something, I don't know what the fuck he said. He had to, though. He's smart. I mean, then he thought about it and was like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? That's just the way it fucking is, though. Not everybody gets to do watching the woman raising children and everything. Stuff bouncing on titties, and then children growing up, genes hurling into the future. You know what I mean? Like, it's awesome. You want to sit back and watch it. And not everybody gets to do it. It's just that simple. If you have to kill, then let it be, because you were intelligent, and then you'll have something to tell. And then kids will want to hear it. Like, are they like little Napoleons want to have boots marching? They want to hear boots march. The sound of fucking mechanized divisions of fucking cool, like Underland, fucking Cobra, Destro, and fucking G.I. Joes and that shit. That's just like the fuck it is, man. Yeah. And not to mention the fucking destabilization, brown stoning, fucking, or honeypot running fucking rat lines, drugs, fucking clinical trials, just like that George Webb dude was talking about. Like, all that shit is true. Whether or not he knows about something going on at a port or something and needs to call the attention of authorities to it, or something is fucking clout chasing or fucking stunts, doesn't mean that he doesn't know some other shit that's That's right on. He's just using it, you know, to front and pretend that he's fucking the other web guy. That Freeway Ricky Ross and who's that guy that got killed? A journalist. Fuck. This convoluted shit. Look at this convoluted shit, bro. And the grift and fucking anything. Everything. Doesn't matter who it's for, what it's supposed to do, specifically because of who it's for or what it's supposed to do. Then it's supposed to get counterfeit. It's supposed to get collectivized. It's supposed to become a venue for taxation. Then people will want to make, since they recognize that they're being fucked and they need to apply another definition to the word tax, they're going to want to make the bitch maker their bitch. It's like unimaginatively. And you have to help them do it. If you know how to get out this matrix or something like that. But they're just fucking poor. I'll tell you who's more is poor too. It's like the congressman that have to hide his watch. Or tried to fucking hide his fucking watch. You know, like, and the ones that have to hide money in scarves and fucking purses, expensive purses and shit put in the closet. And they can try that shit on in the mirror. And they fucking can't walk around outside wearing that shit. And they got all these millions of dollars. You know what I mean? But somebody like me, who's fucking dumpster diving, can make $500,000 in less than a year, who didn't even know what he was going to be fucking with in order to do it. Didn't exist to me before. There's no Web3. There was no Web3 when you were waiting for security to leave the fucking back of the fucking supermarket so you can get the bread and shit, the fucking expired fucking still good fucking fruits. But it was, people aren't ready. Family isn't ready. I had quit drinking before that. I quit drinking. I was working brutally long hours for a short period of time. Came up with funds. I wouldn't want to say invested. I messed around. I did some little things. I consistently lost the gains that came up with. Like, I made these gains and then lost them, got scammed, lost them. Was doing something else that I thought was a side attraction that was nothing, right? Ended up with too much of it than I wanted to have. And then that shit fucking exploded, fucking 150 times the value of the, and I wanted, I bought more. So, and I have to figure out the, at that time I had to know, and I didn't really know, is the pairs and the ramps and the ways to move an exit strategy to move liquidity, and so I did what was one thing that I could do, the only thing I could do, which was to look for people that I owed or that I could support or anything like that, and try to square everything up. I paid off restitution, like things like that. But some people were just not. They didn't want to. Like, they're still not ready. They weren't ready for the sober and the functional one, because I said I spoke my mind or something. I don't know. It was like they were afraid of the monster. That's what it is. The monster that made me start drinking and stuff. And then they were afraid of the liquidity of the of being able to write those things that had me like, and it's, I don't know, it's like you could keep me on loan. I could be like extended, like manipulated, and have to treat you a certain way based on what you could do, what you can offer, and what you could do for me. But at the time, I didn't understand because I just wanted to amend and fucking, I wanted to make right. I wanted to make things right then. And so it was like they wanted to support people that didn't want to see me make anything right, and have their back and believe them and stuff like that, and even accuse me of being just like them. You know what I mean? Which is not impossible, because if you spend the time around anybody, you have no choice. Eventually, you're gonna start to be like them. But I'm not the one that spends all this time around it. Whether or not he wants to see anybody wealthy or win or fucking get ahead or not like that, it's always gonna be playing on them. And that's always gonna be, because through a spiritual marriage, they have to put it forth. That's and then I get his perspective through her, even through other people that knows him too. But who's the, because in a sense they're probably more like him, so they're trying to shame me, saying I'm more like him. Because you could still see anything that resembles him in me. Doesn't mean he won't just mysteriously pop up, manifest as something. Like I already explained how when fucking you look at wreckage, it's like you have to address that what is done is done. And freaking they want to keep acting like it's sweet or something between, like you don't understand, like it's not that you're supposed to hate him too as much as I do or anything like that, right? It's that whether or not I have any problem with the fact that I do. You know what I mean? Because they're saying, oh, you're going to be bitter. Oh, you got to forgive. It's not my responsibility to forgive somebody that's wants to destroy us right now. You know what I mean? Do you deserve a 180 from him or fucking not? Because I don't even want to ask because I don't care. I don't give a fuck about that nigga. Because you're talking about him. You're fucking bringing him around. You're him. So, she cut off all sisters and everybody. Cut off everybody. It's just controlling her. I can't talk about him because you're obsessing. It wasn't this whole video wasn't about it. But sometimes he'd come up because if I talk about her, you know what I mean? Like most interesting thing is who the fuck is still around that is stopping her from growing emotionally. Duh. Probably want to say it's me. You know what I mean? That's why. But the thing is, what does it matter who you're convincing? I'm the one that you gotta convince. That's the reason why you fucking train wrecked. Because it doesn't matter whether or not you're telling the truth coming from the perspective that you gotta lie to me. You got together with each other on the lie. If it could have got together with me to lie to somebody else, then it would be fucking my problem, whether or not I have to face it. And it kind of molds and conforms. It's like a noble lie, but it wants like recognition from somebody. It wants to be recognition from somebody. You're gonna demand respect. Like you can't already just tell somebody subconsciously that you lost respect by demanding it, and it's their problem that you don't understand and because you're a nice person and everything, you don't understand why you can't have it. Shit. Great, okay. You don't understand why you can't have respect. Stop demanding it. Start from there. It's just everybody got to start somewhere. can't mock me. You know what I mean? If I'm not selling poison, lies, and bombs, I'm not accountable for dealing. I'm not accountable to have to fucking deal with these people. And how are you gonna fucking mock me? I knew another way to make a little bit of coins, and I didn't have to sell my soul and fucking try on clothes in the mirror that I can't fucking wear and hiding my watch and all this kind of shit. Like, yeah, it was easy when it happened. I don't know why it couldn't have been easy at any point in time. Like, it wasn't easy when I didn't know. So, is it a thing that because there's emergent markets that we don't know how they're going to roll out, and then people are going to be cutting their own lanes, that they don't want to take responsibility for fucking teaching because they don't know if it's going to go right. You know what I mean? They don't know if you're going to fall on your face and everybody's going to laugh at you. I guess you can't believe me if I ever fell on my face before, then you gotta disregard everything I ever said. I'll tell you right now, I just said some like stupid ass shit the other day about fucking staying ahead of fucking adults because they're trying to fill your head with shit without saying that they were trying to fill your head with shit. And it was already enough, okay? So then they just fucking crossed the street. Like, I didn't even want to, like, I wanted to, like, not say anything. But it's because I was like, after hearing, because I'm just walking, you know, and then after enough shit, like fucking, not shit, is it shit? Because they're talking about, no, it's not shit, it's about, they were giving shit to, in a way. So yeah, it's all shit that comes around because why certain people didn't want to come to fucking school, why they didn't want to, like, I heard all that shit, you know what I mean, why people, so I was like, do they teach anything that, because the conversations, the information, when it gets passed around, everybody is like fucking, it's like a fucking a sham wow. Like, everybody's like, oh, you're great, awesome, I could do this, oh, you I don't know. But maybe that's just crazy now, like, maybe that's just a thing, but I'm just saying, they gotta make fucking giving a thesis or something, everything has gotta be torture. Why? You're doing it. If it doesn't make you happy, it loses all meaning. So you're gonna get an F on a book report? Or is it like because they don't want to talk to you because you don't have to be my age to give a speech that or an oration or a report or whatever you have to do in school, and and fucking take over. And then you just take over. All the questions are going to be to you. They're not going to be to the teacher. And that's too easy to happen. You don't have to be. It's not like fucking. I wonder what if I was like. Remember when Sugar Ray was like, I wonder how much I took all my training and just punched a regular guy. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder what I could do to a regular person, Mike Tyson or something. You don't have to even. Because they're like, sometimes those younger people was the ones that taught me how to turn off autocorrect, how to do certain things, and they understand like social media better. So you can't believe me because I don't Discord, or you can't believe because I'm not one thing or another, jack of all trades, master of none, or something like this. But the thing is, it's like, fucking, what do you do? I mean, you don't do anything about it. I mean, obviously, you're not supposed to do anything about it. They don't talk to older people. Somewhat is our fault, and somewhat when they fucking make some of these trolling pranks, they ruin this, throw their life away. Stupid stuff. They're not stupid. We given them a reason to not want to talk to us, and then they coming up with these stupid, like, I can walk in your house and steal your dog and stuff like this.